Construction reshapes the riverfront region. Another major gaming development just across state lines is steadily advancing, the Ho-Chunk Casino in Beloit. That's why Visit Beloit launched a new destination visitor guide translated into the Ho-Chunk language. The organization unveiled plans during the National Travel and Tourism Week, calling it one of the first fully translated destination visitor guides in a federally recognized tribal language in the nation ahead of the casino's September opening.
It's really a perfect timing with the Ho-Chunk Gaming Beloit coming very, very soon. But really, we just really want to share the whole story of Beloit with everybody. So we have a visitor guide in Spanish, obviously in English too, but the Ho-Chunk really makes it complete so we can tell the story of Beloit to everyone that visits here.